Hey, love lockdown babes. I'm Amanda Marie, founder and CEO of MrsKisses.com. I've created the first patented frontless, backless, and strapless bra tool. A tool because it is more of a non-surgical breast augmentation than a bra. Not only does it give you the perfect cleavage you deserve, but it also gives proper support while remaining invisible. I'm so excited to share with all you beautiful ladies out there, as well as offer you a special discount using my girl Brit's code. She is a proud owner of both the Deep Plunge and Modest Plunge bra and can vouch that they're life-changing. I can't wait for you to check it out, MrsKisses.com, and get that perfect cleavage you've always desired.
And I've been having a lot of people asking me about my skincare routine, so I wanted to show you guys really quickly my Radiant Skincare Spin Brush by Duval. It's really cool because it comes with 4 different heads, better than just using a regular towel. And this is antibacterial, so you are able to use your brushes, like the heads that come with, for a long time without worrying about them getting like nasty and germy. You guys will not get that in your skin either for purchasing this. Right now, I'm so excited to be able to offer to you guys my discount code. It is regularly $95. But you guys can get 70% off with my code BritBrat. It's going to take you down to like $28. You can't go wrong with that.
And you know what time it is? We are
Hey,
live.
we
Yes,
are
sir.
live. What's going
Yeah,
on? So,
I don't
hey
know.
guys,
I think we went a little bit liver earlier today before we were live. I don't know what happened, but people from
it's all
YouTube been
good.
in here.
It's all good, but you know what? They get to see what it's like the pre-show. You know what I mean? So they can actually see how it's not just like, we just get on here and are just cute. Like we actually prepare. I was asking how it was looking. I was saying I couldn't hear. Like it's all good, right?
Man, look, we in here. And as
We
y'all
in
seen
here. That's
before,
all that matters.
the sponsors are in here. So let's say what up to the sponsors today.
Hey
Mrs. Kisses.
sponsors. Yes,
MrsKisses.com for your instant breast lift bra. What's the code, baby?
it is BritBrat with a exclamation mark now. Make sure you put that at the end because that needs to be said.
And that's a big
It'll only
discount for
work with
all
that.
of our watchers. Big discount. So Duval facial spin brush. That one is a 70% discount for you guys if you put in what code, babe?
That's just BritBrat. So that one's super simple. I'm trying to make them so they all just are one BritBrat cohesive thing so everybody can just click it in, and just make it easy. So yeah, BritBrat.
Yeah, and if this is your first time listening, last week was our first episode where we were powered by Bel Air, Luke Belair. So we are, of course, drinking Bel Air, and I took it old
Yes.
school today. I'm red cupping. So
You red cupped it? I got
I'm
fancy with it. I got the Bel Air.
okay. I see you out here. I see you. But we have a great show for you today. And for our longtime listeners, this is your first time tuning back in for the first time this season, which you're late, but we'll welcome you anyway.
Yeah, a little late. What is this, like
We do
seventh
these shows
episode?
live now, live on Facebook, live on YouTube at Love Lockdown Podcast.
Yes,
So
sir. We'll just go
today
ahead
we have a
and
wonderful
get
show.
into it. We have a
A
wonderful
wonderful
show.
show.
So I'll just go ahead and introduce the show, right?
Please
So
go ahead. You got it.
we gotta do the normal basic thing. We started a little early today, so I know that threw you off your rocker. But hey guys,
My
good morning,
God.
good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are listening and now watching from all over the world. Welcome to Love Lockdown, the podcast where my husband and I discuss relationship advice that perfectly works for us, but on days that we have guests, stuff that works for them. So I am one of your hosts, BritBrat, and you are.
I am Captain Arrogant. Don't forget the arrogant. So, listen, if you're new to the show, new to the live, please shout us out. Say, hey, wave, what's up? And let us know where you're watching from, because we definitely are going to go through the comments and see where people are watching from today.
Yeah.
So, for all of our followers who tuned in early, let's get into the YouTube people.
You guys are the bomb. Hello.
Nerdy's been in here since like 6:50. I don't even know how. I didn't even go live till 7. But what's up, Nerdy? You can try that name right there. What's that name say?
It's familiar. Mayamuna. Hi.
Raheem.
And
Hi.
I'm really hoping that I said that correctly because I love and
Listen.
respect, but I apologize if I slaughtered it. I try my best. I used to be a school
James
teacher,
is
so I
in
should
here,
do better.
of course, every week
Hey,
saying,
bro.
let's go.
I'm trying to look at comments, and I'm not.
Listen.
Things are tripping today. I don't see it. Texas in the house.
Texas is in the house. And if you did not watch last week's episode, we had the author Sean D. Upshaw on there, and he's in the house today listening. So what's up, Sean? Ypsilanti is in the house. As always, what's up, Ypsilanti? Jester said from YouTube, he said it's 12 a.m. where he is.
Wow.
Listen,
I
you
love
got
you,
late
Jester.
night love lockdown.
That is like real devotion. I appreciate it, for real. The
And
support's crazy.
as always, the Brant Squad is in the building. If you don't
Y'all
know
the
who the
bomb.
Brant Squad is, those are Brit fans from YouTube.
I got
She
my
has
YouTube
a
necklace on
channel
today too.
at Brit Brat.
Yes, Brit Brat. That's it. It's super simple. We made it easier.
The Brat Squad is always in the building, always repping.
I love my Brat Squad. Hey, Jester. I know everybody.
He said my favorite couple. What's up, Court?
Hey, bro. Love you.
Court, that sounded weird. What's up, Rip?
I know that did sound really strange.
Lena from YouTube said this is her first time being able to watch. Listen, you're in for a treat. You picked a good episode. So
yes, I'm glad you came on.
I'm going to get out of the way and I'm going to move myself and let Britt introduce our wonderful guest today.
All right. So today, you guys, and it's pretty much probably the real reason that you're here, we have the beautiful Skai Beauty, which is funny. I said beautiful and Skai Beauty at the same time, but that's her name. She is very famous on TikTok. So if you guys aren't aware of her, then now you are, because she does have 841.9K followers on TikTok. Crazy. I'm so proud of this young lady. She's absolutely amazing. She gets it in. She choreographs everything, pretty much, is originality. And she also has had dances that have been done by Addison Rae. I think it's Charlie D'Amelio. Like, they look at her stuff and they use her stuff. You know what I mean? So she's absolutely amazing. And we're super excited to have her on the show today. So yes, it's going to be a good time.
And listen, and I'm gonna keep it real. She has a YouTube channel too, and that's at Skai Beauty.
Yes.
You guys need to tune in. Also, just to keep it real, and this is a perfect time to bring this in. She's a Black TikToker.
Yes, I was gonna say it. I was gonna wait to say it, but she is, you guys. So
one of my favorite things.
She has that many followers on TikTok doing it with this
big thing. So let's go ahead without further ado. Let's bring Skai Beauty in.
Hi guys.
Hey Skai, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Look, do we have?
We got on the pink. Yes.
Listen, Skai, if you choose to wear pink around Brit, chances are y'all gonna be matching.
I mean, pink is my favorite, so you know.
I mean, you don't even notice that, but I've already adopted you. You're my little sister now. I feel like I have to protect you at all causes. So I'm sorry, you just got me.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
For life now. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I took a nap earlier, so like I'm laxed. But I'm good. How are you guys?
Good for you.
Wonderful,
I'm doing
wonderful.
Good. We finally did the same, took a nap, because yesterday when we met, we hadn't slept at all. So.
Did you see my dance during your intro?
No, I didn't.
You missed it? Oh, because you were backstage. I killed it. You missed it.
I wish you got to do it again.
I'm still working on this move.
So look, I know we can sit here all day and like just kick it, but we got to get into this show because people are here to hear the questions from behind the scenes on TikTok. And listen, we're gonna jump this off real smooth. What's it like to be famous on TikTok? What's the feeling you get from that?
I mean, it's still like surreal because I didn't expect it to go like as big as it is now. So when I go out and there's people that are like, "Oh my God, Skai Beauty, can I take a picture?" I'm like, it doesn't feel real. So I'm still in the process of like getting used to that. But I mean, it's a great feeling to to know that I have supporters that stand behind me and support me in anything that I do, it's a great feeling. I love it. I love it.
That's
That's
awesome.
wonderful.
That's
Yeah, you're
awesome.
never gonna get used to that. It's a crazy feeling, man. I'm telling you.
So
So,
let the
oh,
people
go
know
ahead.
where you're from, Sky.
So I am from Florida. My hometown is called D-Land. It's by Daytona. It's very, very small city. Very small. But that's where I'm from. So
I've never been there
Listen,
before.
D-Land, yeah, no. It has Stetson University, which is like a college, a big college actually. But it's there. It's I don't know. It's just like it's like a really small city to where everybody's pretty much related or knows everybody. So it's one of those type of towns.
Yeah.
listen, we both know about cities like that. My family's from a small city in Arkansas.
Mhm. Yeah,
Brit's family is from a small city in West Virginia.
West
So
Virginia,
yeah,
yeah.
we totally get
yeah.
it. And the city that Brit's from right now, I don't
Mhm.
think it's that big. You from Lansing, right?
Yes, he was just making fun of me earlier from being from Lansing. Talk about Detroit needs to be back, the capital and whatnot. He's been tripping all day. So, but yes,
You
I'm
send
very
it.
aware of knowing everybody in the town. Nobody has any privacy. Everybody knows everybody's business.
Yeah, yeah. That's how it is.
Yes, ma'am. So,
Listen, so if y'all see me looking down today, please don't trip. But I got random people joining the studio. I don't know who got the link or how people joined early
it's
today, but this is
exciting
bananas.
though. But like, welcome though. You know what I mean? We started a
No,
little
not
early
welcome.
today.
They in the studio. They're not watching live.
Oh, they're actually in the studio.
Did I
Yeah.
post the wrong? Did I post the wrong link? Did I
I
have to
don't
do
know, but people
Maybe it
people
was
is up in
me.
here today. I don't
Hey, well,
know.
you know what? We will have them just go ahead and get on the actual YouTube channel. It's all good. It's all
Right.
good. So I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it so they can get it. If you guys are in the actual studio, get out of it and come join us live on the Facebook page. We don't trip
Listen,
on here.
Sky, you done brought everybody. They
I'm
following you in the
sorry.
studio.
I'm sorry. It was probably me. I'm like, oh, wrong link, wrong link.
No,
I love
but
it. But they're
but
watching. I'm
before
about to
we
share it. So
but before we go any further, I need to stop real quick, y'all, and wish my sister a happy birthday today. Kayla,
Happy
happy birthday. She
happy
birthday.
birthday,
recently
sister.
graduated from Arkansas Pine
Oh,
Bluff, so we're really proud
congratulations.
of her. Congratulations. I know she's watching probably. So um,
Yes, I'm very proud of her for sure. Happy birthday,
but
sis.
Yes,
you
happy
wanna
birthday, Kayla.
you wanna take us into the next question, Britt?
Sure thing. So, how do you come up with the content for your audience for TikTok?
Oh, okay. So I don't really have like a strategic plan when it comes to creating these dances. It's really natural. So let's say I'm listening to a song. It always happens where I'm like overplaying the song, so I can actually hear the lyrics. I can hear like the beat, the bass, all of that. And then I kind of just go with the flow. So I'm really the type to I like to dance to the lyrics, but also if it's more like if I feel like dancing to the beat might hit better on a certain move, I'll mix it together. But it really just comes from like listening to music and having a good ear for music. So it's like, okay, yeah, dance will look good to that, or this move will look good to that. So it's not really like a strategic plan, but I do know it takes a long time. If I want it to come out like really good, it takes me a while. Like I will overthink it and like, okay, yeah, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way.
How
So,
long, Sky? Please tell us how long is a
oh,
new
okay.
the average
So
the
the
average video.
average for so just recording the video,
Yeah.
that's like that's like a 3 hour process. Just
Ooh.
recording like one video, yes, makeup, hair, and then I redo it so many times. I feel like I record one video probably like 50 or more times because I have to have it to where I'm like, this is the one. So yeah, it's
Ooh.
yeah.
That's why you're in shape. That's why you're young too. But
Listen.
I'll be up here
So
sweating.
Yeah.
for all the young kids out there, if y'all didn't hear it, the word is dedication.
Oh yeah, dedicated.
It's not, it's not just turning it on in your front room and hitting a couple of these and that ain't what it is. So if you got to film 50 videos to give us the best one.
Yeah, I wish it was that easy. I wish.
Listen,
absolutely
that's
crazy.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy dedication, and I appreciate the hard work you put in.
Oh, thank you.
Listen,
Thank you.
I'm glad you putting it out there for people because they probably think that it only took you a video to get
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah. That see,
Yeah.
Captain Hook, the one that I went viral from, I feel like that one was more so like that one was very much unexpected. And I feel like even with that one, I feel like I didn't even bring like my full energy into that one. So I didn't expect it to do like how it did. So when I seen it doing numbers, I was like, oh God, like that's crazy. So now I feel like with everything that I put out into social media, I'm very extra cautious and I like go through the process probably 10 times more than I would before, just because I'm like, okay, I have to make sure that what I'm putting out is a great representation of like what I'm doing in my brand as a whole. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
You
Y'all, and
must
she's
protect the brand at all
21.
costs.
She's 21 though, already protecting her brand. Do you know how special that is? Seriously, that's so special. I remember when I did my first video, like
Mhm.
I did the same thing, you know what I mean? Didn't expect it to
Mhm.
hit. So I think my background was a little janky. Probably had some like shorts on that looked like I just had underwear on. I remember like when I saw
Yeah.
people were watching, I was like, probably should get dressed.
Change it up a little bit. That's
Try
And
exactly
she
things
how
not
out
it
a little.
was.
she's not lying. If I turn on an old video of her, she
Mhm.
is heated. She like, yo, I can't watch that.
Yeah,
And it's nuts
no,
because once it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah, when I was
it
watching
is.
like my first YouTube video, oh my God, I was cringing the whole time. I'm like, who let me put this up? Mom, why did you let me post this on the internet? Just why?
That's
Listen,
so funny.
that's a great response, and like everything that I thought that
Mhm.
you're going to say, you're actually saying it. And it's you're 21,
Mhm.
insane, protecting your brand. You got brand awareness. You know now that when you put it up, it's stuck.
It's
That's a
stuck.
big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it
So
is. And again,
I'm gonna jump into these comments because they're going crazy. And if your comment does not make the show, and I need to say this because I had people emailing us last week like, you never put my comments up, and you know what do I have to say to get my comments on there? I'm like, look,
Uh,
I don't see every comment from my
yeah.
side.
I
The
don't
people who
either.
watch the most and they comment the most, I see their comments. Uh, and
Yeah.
plus, I have to screen a lot of them, so I miss a lot of comments while I'm screening comments before I put them on the screen. Because some of y'all
Mhm.
say some crazy stuff,
Y'all
but
say wild things. Like, come on
Reckless.
now. Come on now. This ain't the matchmaking episode yet. Sky, we're thinking about doing a matchmaking episode.
Ooh, that would
So you
actually
might
probably,
want to
I
be
would
a
tune
part of
in. I would
that.
tune
You might
in.
want to be a
I
part of
would tune
that.
in,
But
yeah.
but this ain't it yet, guys. So whoever's trying to hook up with little sis right now needs to calm down.
listen, we got Esther in the building as always. What's up, Auntie? How you doing? Uh, James is saying happy birthday to Kayla. Kayla, happy birthday again. Claire said, Chris, don't make fun of Lansing. But you aren't wrong. It's a small city. Look, backstory real quick, y'all. I went to school with Brit in Mount Pleasant, which is about an hour away from Lansing, 45 minutes, probably 30 minutes now that they up the speed limit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I visited Lansing a lot. My best friend's from Lansing. And then once I got with Brit, I've been in Lansing a ton. Lansing is small. Everybody knows everybody. So I'm just joking. I love Lansing though. It's like my second home. Everybody knows me kind of because I hang out with like the
As
two
you
most popular people
should.
there.
Yeah. All your favorite people are from Lansing, as you should.
All of
So,
them. All of them.
all of them.
So Brat Squad is always in the building. I'm trying to cipher through these. We got so many. Javon is in the building. He's saying something, but I don't have time to screen his today. Oh, here you go. He said she's giving me Little Mo vibes.
Lil
Listen,
Mo.
that's listen. Take it back 90s.
Oh man. The guy's
Somebody
probably
asked
like,
me,
who is
do I
Lil
know?
Mo?
Somebody asked me, do I know DJ Butcher? Man, do I know DJ Butcher? I know DJ Butcher when he used to go up to Central and DJ. So yeah, Lansing is in the building today. Y'all are repping. I appreciate y'all. But
Yeah,
back
we
to
appreciate
Sky
all of you
Beauty,
guys.
who we have in the studio today. If y'all late tuning in, famous Tik Toker. We're getting the insights on TikTok and being famous and seeing how it feels at 21 years old. So here we
Yes.
go. Next question, Britt. Go ahead and hit us with that next one.
Well, you already pretty much answered it, but it was what's the video that changed everything for you? And I know
Yeah.
you probably said,
Yeah.
but
So
was there
like
any other ones?
so okay, so before I did Captain Hook, I was on TikTok, and I did have like another one like that went viral. I think that was my first video to hit like 1 million views. And it was basically like a comedy skit about compliments, like the difference between getting compliments from a female versus a male. And that one did numbers, but then right after that one, I think like that really got me known was Captain Hook because I've been dancing. I was dancing on TikTok, but I wasn't like dancing full out because I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to look stupid. Like I don't know how to work this app. And I was like in the car one day and I was listening to the album and I'm like, oh, a dance would be really nice to this one. Like, I feel like this song needs a dance to it. And so I posted it on TikTok, not thinking anything of it. I'm just like, y'all go do my dance. I just made it up. And it just went crazy. Like, it wasn't expected at all. I was like, oh my God, like, this is
That's
crazy.
crazy. So
That's nuts.
you didn't start with the intent then to
Yeah. So
you
my
just it
thing
just
on
happened.
TikTok, yeah. So when I started on TikTok, it was more so as like it was more so what is the word I'm looking for? Like a challenge of like how to work it. So I'm like, okay, I got on there first to do Renegade because I was like Renegade, like that was like the biggest dance out. I'm like, this is complicated. I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna post it, and I learned it, and like it kind of at that moment it kind of just sucked me in. Like TikTok is so addicting that when you first get on it and you're scrolling, like okay, 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 and then it just went from there. So I would post almost every day and then after that, I was like, I wasn't really thinking about making a dance. I don't really know what just sparked me, like, yeah, just make a dance to it. But I danced in the past. So I was like, maybe I should try it and see, what would happen. Let me post it and
Mhm.
see who would do it. And yeah, it went crazy. It went crazy. So,
Yeah.
That's
Okay, because I
that's
was gonna
absolutely
ask
nuts.
you. Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, are you
mhm.
an actual choreographer? Like, have you
Yeah,
danced all your
so
life? Like,
well, I was started dancing when I was 2. I used to mimic BET videos, which they probably don't know anything about 106 in Park, but I used to mimic those type of dance videos, and I wasn't a trained dancer. I did like a little bit of ballet when I was probably around 5. As far as like the hip hop side, I had no type of training. I would just watch YouTube videos. I would flip them. Like I had this whole computer system to where I would download the video, flip it in reverse, learn it, and then post it on my like dancing channel. So I was like super dedicated. I'm like, I'm gonna be a choreographer. I don't care what nobody says.
that's
And once I
awesome.
got into a car accident when I was around like 16, so this was when I was entering high school, I kind of stopped dancing because of the fact that I had an injury. And I ruptured the last spine or the last disc between L5 and S1. And I was in pain all the time. I was zero physical activity from the doctor. So I stopped dancing. But as I got older and the injury started to heal on its own, and I was like, okay, maybe it's time to like get back into the swing of things. So this was like perfect timing, pretty much. So
That's
everything
good.
happened for a reason, how it's supposed to happen. But I'm super
Yeah,
thankful because it was a long journey. So
that's good. Yeah,
That's
I'm glad.
crazy.
No, I got
yeah,
nervous. Chris, did you get nervous when she said she
Yeah.
was copying the BT? I was like, I hope it wasn't uncut.
Man,
I hope it wasn't
listen,
BT
I know you
uncut. So I
21.
was like,
You might have missed on cut, but I pray it wasn't tip drill or none of them.
oh no, oh
I
no.
got nervous. 106 in Park was good. What was that? Bow Wow at the
Yeah,
was
Bow
he
Wow,
hosting at the
like Sierra, mostly like the female like singers. Like Sierra was definitely a big one because she's like amazing. So those are like just whenever I would see like a choreographed dance, either if it's like Missy Elliott or whoever was on there doing the dance, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just mimic it, and that's just how it went out. So
awesome,
Listen,
man.
if you guys want to see Sky Beauty dance, make sure y'all are following her on TikTok and y'all subscribing to her YouTube channel. Listen,
definitely.
the girl goes ham.
Yeah, she
I
does.
I watch
It's
2 or 3
crazy.
videos a day, and
Mhm.
just admit it. When I turn on TikTok, it's probably top 3 most addicting things I got. I'm gonna watch it for an hour.
Hmm.
So it's like you
Hmm.
get to swiping through videos, and before you know it, you're like,
Yeah.
dog, an hour passed. Let me get off of
And
this.
they're only 15 seconds, so that's how they get you because it's a short clip. You scroll, 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 and like,
Yeah,
yeah, you're on there
you were
forever.
actually You were the first person that made me dance on there because I remember.
Really?
Yeah, I had done a duet with one of
Mhm.
your. What was that? That loyal. I got money in my
Okay.
pocket. So I had
Yes.
duetted that, and I was like, "This
Uh-huh.
girl's a bomb." So I need to. I was up here like for hours though. But it
Mhm.
wasn't. I remember
Yeah.
him downstairs playing a game, and he was like, "You must be TikToking upstairs," because I was up here sweating and stuff. He turned the air on for me.
Man,
I'm
it sounds like
pretty good
somebody
in
was
It's
front
like
having
of
church
that.
guys, so
upstairs.
Especially when you're trying to learn to dance. It's just like, okay, let me do it. Because I have those days where I'm like, yeah, this will work out. This will work out.
yeah. I was trying to get a little.
Yo, so listen, we are approaching our favorite part of the show, and now
Mhm.
that it's powered by Bel Air, it makes even more sense. But this is the turn up time. This is the part where we turn away from how you're doing and what you're doing, and we turn
Mhm.
up a little bit.
Oh
So
yeah.
today I'm drinking Bamboo by Luke Belair. It's rum. What you drinking, baby?
I got my rosé, and I started a little bit earlier today, so it's. People are probably like, "That's the bottle she had last week." No, it's not. It's a brand new bottle.
Sky,
It's all
what you
right.
drinking over there?
I'm drinking Dr. Pepper because I
Dr.
forgot to
Pepper?
go out. But forgive me. I was
Listen,
No,
supposed to go
it's all
out.
good.
listen. Manage your drinking wisely. That's the best advice I can give you at
Yeah.
21.
Oh
At,
yeah.
at
Oh yeah.
21, I took 21 shots on my 21st birthday.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do
Top three worst decisions ever.
But how are you still alive? Are we talking to ghosts here right
21
My
full
best friend
now?
is
A
from
little
Lansing. What
extreme,
you
dog.
expect?
Yeah, I would
Oh
have passed
yeah,
out.
so that's a
Yeah,
little extreme though. Like, don't do
yeah. I
that,
mean,
kids.
it was throughout the day. Ain't like I just turned them
Okay.
all up back to back.
Some do though. Some do. I've seen videos where they put it 21 and they just go so they can't
Yeah,
go no
back
more.
to back, back to back.
You
Yeah.
might as
Yeah, I don't
well
know.
take those in the hospital because you're gonna have alcohol poisoning. Just take your shots in the
For
hospital.
sure.
But
At least
yeah,
I know
drink
I would be.
responsibly,
So
guys. That's one thing that I
please
will
do.
say. Please drink responsibly. But in the mood of turning up, I gotta
Mhm.
ask you a question.
Yes.
Listen, being famous,
Uh-huh.
absolutely nuts.
Uh-huh.
I know people have changed. I know people are, hitting you up all the time. And
Yeah.
me and Brit get a kick out of a lot of her DMs.
Mhm.
But please tell us the craziest DM you've ever gotten.
Oh my God. Okay.
And if you have more than
So
one, that's okay too. We
let
got
me think.
time.
I have one that it always comes back to me because it was just so random. But so this was from a female and she DM'd me and she swiped up on one of my pictures that I had posted on my story. And she basically was like, this was like her line, her game line, whatever, and was like, what did she say? She was like, pay your kids miss you or something like that. It was like, your kids miss you. Please come home with like heart faces. I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but it was like a way of saying like you're mine type thing. I don't know, but I was like, yeah, no, this. I didn't even respond because I was like, I don't know what to say. Like this is so random. So
I
that
think
was
I've
like,
been out the game for too long. I've never.
Yeah.
Well, I have never. You know.
No, that
yeah,
was.
that's like, oh, like sometimes like females will say it to men, like, oh, your kids miss you, you need to come home. As like you're mine type thing. But yeah, that was from a female. So I was like, how does that work? I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
wild.
Yeah.
The women, you guys, because I know a lot of people were probably expecting men for your first
Mhm.
one, right? But women
Yeah.
are real.
Yeah, I
The
feel like the
women are
women are more
they get
bold than the
it.
men. Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They for
Man,
sure are. I get breast pictures sent to
Oh
me and
my
whatnot.
gosh.
You haven't gotten that yet?
No,
I'm
no.
stop giving people ideas, Britt. Stop giving
no.
people ideas.
Y'all, someone send her first breast picture, please.
Oh my gosh.
Listen,
And it's funny because even like before all of this like fame and all the being noticed, people always used to tell me like you look very intimidating, so I wouldn't approach you. So sometimes I think like maybe people think like I wouldn't respond, but I do see all of my DMs. So when I scroll through, I'm like, I might not respond if it's like okay, like you got to chill, but I do
Mhm.
see a lot of them. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I was just like, I don't know what to say. I don't. I get a lot of heart eyes, a lot of you beautiful, cute. typical, but nothing like too out of line. That was like one that I was just like, okay, that's yeah. I don't know what to say.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. You lugged out for sure. Was that your only one that you can?
I think so. Honestly, like I said, like typically throughout my DMs, like if I'm really thinking, and if they're there, it's probably I haven't seen them yet. But most of them are like heart eyes. I want to get to know you, like very subtle. That one was like the only one that was like super out there, and I was just like, yeah, this not gonna
Yeah,
do
that
that. We're not
she
gonna do
gave you an
that.
instant family out here
Yeah, I was like,
quickly.
what? What? What kids? I was like, Mom, do you see this? Mom's like, what does that mean? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
That's wild. That's wild. Did she at least tell you like their ages or anything? Did she give you
No,
like the heads
no. She
up
was
of
just
what you
like,
were watching?
your kids miss you. Please come home. I'm like, okay. All right.
Listen, just to jump back in real quick and keep the show moving because that's nuts. That is nuts. I'm still trying to figure out what she was going for, or
Yeah.
if her point was just to get you to respond.
Maybe.
That could be it.
That's like playing a fine line between the block button and the respond button.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's really wild. But getting back into the comments, we got people in here from Jamaica today. What's up, Jamaica?
That's awesome. Hello, Jamaica.
How are
Hello.
y'all? And listen, James has a question for you, and it's a real good question. It's actually kind of one of the questions we were going to ask, but we always put our fan questions up when they're good ones so that you can answer. And James said, have you lost any friends along the way now that you got more famous and popular?
Oh, yes, I have. I really have. And honestly, like when I think about it, I can't even really say like they were friends in the end because as a friend, to me, I feel like all of my friendships are very genuine and I'm in the type of friendship that I have with different people. They're very genuine. Like we may not talk every day, but I know we have understanding. We're friends. If you need me, you reach out. If I need you, I reach out. But yeah, there've been some weird instances where like I had a friend and she when I went on Snapchat, mind you, we never had like any type of like falling out or conversations about anything. And I went on Snapchat and I seen that she had deleted me on Snapchat. But we never had a conversation or anything. So that was like really weird for me because I'm like, and this is somebody that we were really close. So once all this stuff started happening, I started to get like really busy with like business and inquiries and all these different things. So I would reach out every now and then, hey, how are you type thing. But yeah, after a while, she kind of she deleted me off Snapchat, and then yeah, but it is what it is. Like I can't really dwell on it. I still haven't like wrapped my head around it because of the fact that it's like okay, we were close. Like what happened? Like what did I do? Did I say something? But I don't really take it personal. You know what I mean? Like I feel like God removes everyone and everything that is not for you. And maybe somewhere down the line, something were to happen with that situation or relationship that would have been toxic or bad turning out for me. So I can only really thank God for removing those types of things out of my life. So yeah, I've lost a couple of friends. Yeah.
You are so mature for
No,
21.
you're
Like
not
I love
21.
that.
There's no
No, you
way.
can't be. Like
Yeah.
honestly. But yeah, you're gonna have a lot of that. It's just it's crazy because it's the ones that are closest to you and
Yeah.
like she had to really remove you because she
Yeah.
probably was that jealous. Like that's really
Yeah.
sad. That's
And
really,
to
really
me,
sad.
I have like a really big heart. So I always see the good in people. And I feel like to a sense, people always tell me like, you're really humble and you're really genuine. And I just really can't wrap my head around the fact that somebody would be jealous of me. I'm like, what do I have that you don't? Like, what is it to be jealous of? We're the same type of people. So after like sitting there and dwelling on it, I'm like, yeah, maybe it was jealousy. But I still like it still doesn't sound right to be like, oh yeah, because I'm like, who am I to be somebody that somebody else is jealous of? Like it doesn't make sense to me. But it happens. So I just take it with a grain of salt, keep it pushing.
That's all you
Haters
can
gonna hate.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Period. Some people are born like that. They just
Oh
hate. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's their job. They
And
wake up in the morning, scroll down their
yeah.
time, like, who am I going to hate on today?
What am I gonna say today? Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what it is. And
Yep.
I'm glad you are showing people how to correctly deal with it because if you keep it moving, and at the end of the day,
That's all you can
they
do.
all
That's
they're
all
gonna
you
do is
can
watch the
do.
show. The show must go on.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you don't
so
have enough time in your day either. Like, that's another thing. I'm always like,
None.
who has time to be jealous? Because, like, I don't even have enough time to even barely sleep,
Who has
let
time to
alone being
even
jealous of
take the
somebody.
time out to be like just be nasty or hate in general? Like that's too much
Hmm.
energy. I feel like to be negative, to take time out of my day to be negative is just too much energy, too much time wasted. Like I don't have time for it. So I'd rather block, delete, keep it moving than sit here and try to figure out why don't you like me or why did you delete me? Like it's just pointless. So I don't really worry about it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, that's crazy. That was a really good answer though. Back to the comments real quick. Esther said, "Baby, that Bel Air is bomb, and she has the white bottle." Listen, we mess with it all day long.
I
Uh,
got a picture to
guess who
prove
else
it
we got in
too.
here today? Somebody done tag DJ Butcher.
DJ, hey, Brandon in the building.
What's good, man?
Hello.
Listen, if y'all don't know who DJ Butcher is, go look him up.
Oh
Lansing
yeah.
legend will shut any party
Finest
down at
legend.
any time. Listen,
DJ. Let's go.
we got a really good question here. Somebody says, "Do some people approach you because you are famous?" And what do you think of that?
Ooh. Um, like I said, like I have a really hard time with seeing like bad in people because I always try to look for the good. But sometimes like I haven't got any vibes where people are like, oh, let's be friends or oh, let's talk or oh, let's do this. I haven't got those vibes yet. But I know that, you never really know anybody's true intention. So it's like, oh, I want to be friends, but I really just want you to do this. That's kind of
Mhm.
how that friendship ended up after the fact. It was like, oh, instead of, hey, how's you and your family during quarantine? Or, are you okay mentally? It was, oh, I just posted a TikTok. I don't want to talk about that. Like, that's separate from our friendship. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
kind of like, that will probably be tie into that. But I really haven't had any interactions where I felt genuinely like, oh, you just want this for fame, or oh, you just want to use me for this, or you just talking to me because you think I have this, or whatever the case may be. I haven't ran into that yet, but I know it'll come because people do it all the time. So
Yeah.
I'm glad it hasn't happened yet because I have a big heart, so I probably wouldn't be able to. I'll probably get played and be like, "Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was."
Mhm. Mhm.
But I try to look out for those types of things and like just be careful with who I let into my circle, who I let into my mental space, and honestly, just like I haven't been as friendly or as like outgoing. I wouldn't even say as outgoing, but just as friendly as normal. Just because you don't
Mhm.
never know anybody's true intentions, and I don't want to let anybody in too close and then feel comfortable with telling them things, and then it ends up, this is Sky Beauty and this is that. So I just kind of stay in my own little box because people are weird, like really weird. So
People are really weird. It's sad
Listen,
though.
and
Like, it's sad that you have to do
yeah,
that. You know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't have
hmm
to change ourselves for the
yeah,
way other people react. But yeah,
hmm
just yeah, be careful. Be
yeah,
careful because people do not have good intentions. A lot of people do
none,
not.
I
yeah,
know you said you stay to yourself,
Hmm.
Sky, but for the people out there, this is Love
hmm
Lockdown. Are
hmm
you single?
I am single. I am so single.
Like on a level of 1 to 10, how single are you? Because at
I'm gonna,
21, single meant something different to me than everybody else somehow. I don't know
I'm
how
gonna
that got
say
mixed up.
1 through 10. I'm gonna say a 20. I'm gonna say a 20. 1 through 10, I'm 20. I haven't been in a relationship in honestly like an actual relationship probably about a year. I would say. So I mean, I've talked to people here and there, had little flings, whatever, but nothing too serious. So honestly, I think that's a sign of, this is time to work on yourself because a relationship might, get out of hand.
Absolutely. Hmm.
But yeah, I'm single.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Enjoy it. You're young.
Listen,
Oh
Enjoy
yeah.
it. Like,
listen,
we
and I
just
and I
know
don't know if
so.
you
Yeah.
I don't even know if you watched, but last week's episode was
hmm
based on the secret to being single.
hmm
And you said a
Hmm.
lot of things that we discussed last week. So
Really?
it is absolutely insane. And like Britt said, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're young. We know so many people that are that age, like ready to
hmm
get married and whatnot, which is fine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not knocking anyone who wants to get married young, but it's just
hmm
like I feel a lot of people, especially young ladies, feel like it's a rush,
Yeah.
you know, and it's not. Take your time, have fun.
I take my
It's
time,
not.
yeah.
Hmm.
Especially to do things like I feel like I'm still young and I still have so much more to experience. To be in a relationship is different because maybe you might have those experiences with somebody else. I have
Hmm.
no problem with being in a relationship right now, but it's like if you don't understand my grind and my hustle and what I'm doing in my movement, and you can't like take heed of that and understand like sometimes I might be super busy or sometimes I might not talk for this many times of like this many hours of the day, then it's not gonna work because I get ghosted real quick, especially about business. I'm like, yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah, as you
I gotta go.
should.
Yeah.
As you should. And like you said, if you do get in a relationship, which is fine, but
Mm.
make sure you just get with someone who understands it,
Yeah.
because there's no point in even worrying about that and having
Yeah.
someone trying to dictate what you do or messing out anything
Yeah.
that you're doing. Like, there's just no point to that.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
So, quick question:
Hmm.
what's your longest relationship you've had thus far, all the way up to the age of 21, the right age of 21?
Oh, the longest relationship I've been in was 2 years. 2
2
years.
years.
that's a
Wow.
long
Yeah, that's
time.
the longest. That was the
That's a
longest.
really long
And
time.
technically, I wasn't even really supposed to be dating. I was a junior, and my mom did want me to date, so it was like a secret relationship.
Oh,
But
shoot.
after the first year, she found out, or even I think it was like a little bit before. No, it was after the first year she found out, and yeah, the second year. But 2 years, that's the longest. That's the longest.
And are you still cool with that person? Y'all still talk, chop it up? What up? How you doing? Any of that good old stuff?
You know, they reached out recently about like business, but we haven't talked in years. So yeah, I wouldn't say cool. I would say
About
cordial,
business.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
They reached out about
yeah.
business. Did you hear that?
Oh, they
That's
got
what you
business.
got done saying.
Mm, yep.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, no, I would say cordial because I mean, I don't have any reason to hate or be mad.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right. Claire said that you are a mature, beautiful soul.
Oh, thank you,
And I felt like I
Claire.
need to put that on the screen because that really is exactly what she is. She's very mature for her age, absolutely
Yeah.
insane. And for those of you who don't know or just tuning in, this is Sky Beauty, the popular TikToker from TikTok. And she also has a YouTube channel. Please go follow it.
Yes,
Very
please.
entertaining. She puts in work. She's only 21.
Yeah,
Same name on YouTube. Sky Beauty,
Sky
right?
Beauty.
Sky
Yeah,
Yep.
Beauty. Sky Beauty on TikTok. 841.9K followers, right? On TikTok.
crazy.
Or is it
Yes,
more than
ma'am.
that? Is it more than that now? Because
Honestly,
I just looked today, but
let me check. I can check. I can let
it's
you know. I can let you know.
yes.
Let me see. We're at right now 8:42. So not too
Ooh, yeah,
crazy
more than
difference.
that just looked like an hour
Congratulations. Anyway,
ago.
listen,
Thank you.
that's crazy.
I'm so
Yeah.
proud, man. This is nice.
So, real, and I know I'm digging into the relationship portion. I know you're only
Hmm.
21 and you're single, but for our age group,
Hmm.
and I just turned 34 the other day. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
tell y'all Brit's age unless she want to tell y'all. But
I'm 33. I don't care about that.
yeah,
Young,
I
so
never
young.
yo,
I never
listen,
cared about
our
that.
age group, the biggest problems these days are
Hmm.
really finances, children, and infidelity. But for you at age 21, what have you learned is your biggest issue in relationships?
Oh, I would say okay. So honestly, like I would say I wouldn't even say if it's like relationship wise. I think it's more so me and finding myself,
Hmm.
because I was very, I would say, gullible, and I opened up very easily just because like I was lost in that sense. And anytime that I was in a relationship, I feel like I was looking for a way out of like life, like in general. But some of the things that like I struggled with was just like honesty and being 100% honest, and not even about like lying about certain things, but I was very independent, very mature, like you guys said. Like I grew up. When I left home, I was 18, I think. So I was living on my own. I was paying bills, and for me, struggling was like a thing that I didn't want to be
Hmm.
known. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to have to ask anybody for money or for help. So as I went on in a relationship, it was like I tried to keep like my struggles and my stresses to the side instead of being open and like, this is what I'm dealing with and this is why I'm acting this way. This is why I'm distant. So honestly, I would probably just say like being 100% open and honest and being able to talk about what's going on and comfortable without feeling guilt or feeling as if I'm asking for anything, because I'm very independent. So I guess like just needing that, not feeling like I need a person, but having an understanding that just because you tell someone something doesn't mean that you need them to help you, but you might just need them or want them to listen. So that was probably like my biggest struggle out of everything. Everything else is pretty smooth,
Mm-hmm.
but if you can't be open and honest on both ends, whether it be like your feelings, your past feelings, what you're dealing with, what you're struggling with, whether it be depression, anxiety, financial issues, then you can't really move forward until you've been 100% completely open with that person. And I think like that was one of my biggest fears of just like being 100% open and like, this is me, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm dealing with, because you never really know people's true intentions. So definitely now, I think I don't want to say it will get worse, but I'm definitely like more cautious of what I say and what I put out and who I tell what, because I don't ever want it to be like this was this at this time or whatever
Mm-hmm.
the issue may be. So I feel like that would probably be like the biggest thing, honestly. Yeah,
She's hitting
honestly.
everything we've talked about in past episodes. Like it's insane. It's crazy because we just got done talking about how like a lot of people rely on other people to get what they want,
Yeah,
and it's just something that we don't need to do. So
yeah,
that's
that's yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy. But a lot of people are intimidated by that too.
That's your
So
like
it's gonna be
independent type thing.
yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely, and it's gonna be very difficult. I hope it's not that hard for you, but I just be prepared for that because a lot of
Hmm.
people are intimidated, no matter male, female, whoever it is, friend, whoever you're in a relation, whatever.
Hmm.
They just the fact that you don't need people
Yeah,
sometimes because a lot of
yeah,
people feel like they're on this earth just to give and to be
yeah,
needed. So when you
yeah,
can't give them that,
yeah.
ooh, it's a
That's true.
disaster. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's true.
man.
So is there a secret TikTok community that we don't know about that like, gets together and hangs out and uh dates and all of that stuff?
If it
Just
is,
TikTokers?
I'm not included in it. If it is, I
Okay.
wouldn't know. I'm pretty much like, and that's another thing that I think about of like having relationships with other TikTokers and other people on TikTok or Instagram or whatever the case may be, and creating friendships. But I'm outgoing, but I'm not the type to reach out and be like, hey, let's be friends. I think that things happen naturally. So and a lot of them are younger, and they might be some older ones on there that are bold enough to be like, hey, let's be friends. I like you. Um,
Hmm.
and maybe they have some type of secret dating ring going on over there. But me, Scott Beauty, I'm in my corner. I don't like mess around with that stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm good over here. I would have like a couple of TikTokers that I do know, but we're all in different categories on TikTok. So it's like
Hmm.
it wouldn't be anything like that's just like, yeah, let's date. But I don't know if I would date another TikToker. If I'm being 100% honest, I don't think I would. 'Cause it's just too
Yeah.
much. It's just too much.
I
Videos
feel
would be
you.
lit though.
Yeah, they would. They would. They
Man,
would. They
right.
would.
You should get a hype house.
Yeah, yeah,
Would you ever do anything
But
like that? Like
I
live in a
would,
house with
honestly. I
a bunch of
would,
creators?
but um I just feel like I wouldn't just do it out of meeting them firsthand. Because
Hmm.
honestly, I see it as the bad girls club. Like everybody's good first night, and then stuff start coming out, and they're all beefing. And but on TV, it's different because on TV, bad girls club, you can see the drama. But
Hmm.
with those types of things, you don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. And especially if you don't have relationships with these people, you don't know these people until you met them while moving in. It's just like having a roommate, and I'd rather be alone. I mean, I would do that, but I would have to have like a complete understanding with who is in the house and like how we're going to work on moving forward and building each other up rather than
Hmm.
just being in the house and recording being in the same house together. So
Yeah.
that's kind of
I've
like my
seen
view on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some behind the scenes with the TikTok houses and whatnot. They're in
Right.
drama
I
all the
haven't.
time.
I
Oh,
haven't.
you
So
have?
I'm saying no.
I'll send it to you when we get off. I'm gonna send it to you.
What's
Don't get
the
in that
tea?
drama
What's the
because
tea? But yeah.
yeah, there's the hype house. I know a few big people are in that one. There's another one that just started because of the drama with the hype house. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure I send you some of that so you
Yeah,
can
and
be
they're all.
aware in case you
I
get.
think most of the houses are in LA. I think so. They're all
Mhm.
like they are in LA, and I'm over here in my own little bubble. So it's different. But I mean, I don't really. It will come up. It has come up in a couple of conversations, but
I'm sure.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I would do it, but like if as soon as I feel like the energy is off, conversation has to be had, or I gotta go. Like it's just that
Mhm.
simple. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, they seem like they have fun though. They do. They do seem like they have fun.
They seem like
Yeah.
it.
I just assume that it's like some Big Brother love and hip hop stuff going on up in there.
That's and you know
It
what? I wouldn't even be
it's
surprised.
like
A
it's
lot of
and to me
drama for sure.
it seems as if like why would you put a bunch of people who are competing with each other in the same house?
That's a good question.
Because they try to make it seem like they're not competing and like
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people who can't, like you and I would be able to live in a house just fine. We wouldn't be competing, but there's a lot of people who are out here
Hmm.
acting like they've got good intentions and then that's all they're doing is competing with each other and it's
And I think
wild.
that's
But
probably also what like might like may intimidate people is I don't ever feel like I'm in competition with anybody. And
hmm
you know, people like to feed off of that, like I'm better than you, this and that. But I'm in my own circle, I'm in my own bubble. I do my own thing, and I try to keep everything as original and just clean cut as possible. So
hmm
yeah, I would do it, but it just depends on who's in the house and how we're going to like work on building each other up and not like just the internet, just like to be able to post on the internet, like, oh, we're in the same house. What are we doing to progress our careers and what we're doing
right,
rather than just
right.
sitting in the house and staring at each other? So,
Right, right. So I'm gonna hit the comments real quick
Mhm.
before we get into the final session. Uh
I'm trying to read them. There's
Brittany
so many of them.
Overstreet says she just subscribed. Thank
Hey,
you.
Brittany.
If you don't know where she subscribed to, it's at Sky Beauty on YouTube.
Thank
Uh,
Yes,
you.
and
Sky
she's a
Beauty on
wonderful. Like
TikTok.
she's the best. She's the best subscriber to have too.
I got some
She
good videos
rides
coming
with
up
you.
too.
Yes.
Yo, James said he's a little bit late, but he's in here. Uh Derek said it's 2:45 a.m. where he's at. Derek, where are you from?
Wow, Derek, we
That's
appreciate
crazy.
you being on here. That's pure love.
She's maybe said, wait, I actually made it, even if it's 7 in the morning. So it's 7 in the morning where she
Jeez,
is. Brat
time
Squad
everywhere.
is in the building.
Yeah, Brett Squad.
And she also said that you were a beauty.
Thank you so much.
So getting into the final portion, we kind of actually got such real answers that we at the end of the show, the part where we throw in the sponsors. But before that, is there any arm movements you can show us older people so we can get our TikTok on? You know what I'm saying? You
Oh,
know,
okay.
we used to doing
Okay,
something
so
like this, but
so Britt, earlier
Okay,
you were saying like
okay.
you were trying to do the whoa, right? So I taught my
I can't think of
mom,
that part.
okay. So I taught my mom, I said, okay, I think about it as if you're like hugging yourself, right? Because it's like
Uh,
opposite hands. So if you think about it as if you're hugging yourself, then you make a fist, and then one hand is actually going like down instead of across. So it's like a shoulder
oh.
pop type thing. Yeah, see?
Oh, see,
Yeah,
that's what
okay.
I was doing wrong. See? And it's always no, but what's funny is it's always the simplest movements that are actually the most difficult. You know what I
It's
mean?
true.
Well, to
It's
me at
true.
least. But
Because if you look at the progression of like when I first got on TikTok and I first started like doing that move to now, it's like
Mhm.
two different things. Like before, I didn't know what I was doing, and when I watched those videos, even from like when Captain Hook first took off, I was like, "What was I doing? Like, what is that?" Like, no, but it just goes to show that practice makes perfect. So
Yeah,
consistency too.
listen,
So you know.
you taught that so well. You taught that like a straight elementary teacher.
she
Like
did.
that was dope.
But yeah, that's
Uh,
you know that's like the main move on TikTok that everybody has a hard time doing. So if you can
Uh,
get that down, you got TikTok in the bag.
Well, I'm not gonna have no 849 now.
You might.
But
You might.
listen, I
Listen,
know my lane, so I think
listen,
I have
and
like 266, and I'm surprised by that. So
Oh God, that's a lot.
you know,
266.
yeah,
Oh,
no,
you know,
266. Just
we can
it.
we can work on it. We can work on it. It's okay. Some is better than
Listen,
No,
none.
no, it's not for me, y'all. TikTok isn't for
listen,
me.
listen. We've had a wonderful show, and if you haven't learned anything from the show, do something you love, and the love will
Mhm.
pay off eventually. Uh,
Of course.
I really appreciate you for being on today,
Thank
Sky
you so
Beauty.
much.
Uh, and one more
Yes.
time, please go follow her. She's a wonderful person, great
Thank
Mhm.
you.
TikToker. She just popped her YouTube channel off. It's
Yeah.
hilarious. Um, listen,
Your wisdom teeth,
Oh
oh,
my
that was
God.
so funny.
That was,
Chris, did you
and the
see that
crazy
yet?
thing is,
no, not
part
that
two
one.
is coming. Part two is coming because I have to get my top two taken out. So that should be a mess as well. But it is what it is.
No, she's hilarious. So listen, I'll help you with YouTube. You help me with TikTok, and
I
we'll be
got
all
you.
good. All right,
I
right?
got you. Let's get in the swing. Let's do it.
Black love, you gotta love it, y'all.
Black love for
But
sure.
listen, a shout out to our sponsors. Look, shout out to Bel Air, they power the show every week. Shout out to Mrs. Kisses, MrsKisses.com. If you want them boobs to sit right, go get your
Okay.
Mrs. Kisses, bro. Also, Duval, everybody loves clear skin. I don't know if
Mhm.
y'all can tell, but these are three of the clearest skins you're going to ever see. So go get you a Duval brush. Brit has a
Period.
70% off code. Check us out. Look,
Yes,
and we
sir.
love y'all. Thanks again, Sky Beauty, for coming on
Thank you
Love
for having
Lockdown.
Thank you
me.
so much.
Thank
And,
I
and
feel
we
you.
like I just watched my. I feel like I just watched myself like on here from years ago. Like that's crazy. So we thank you. I'm so
Thank
proud
you
of you
so
for
much for
real.
having me.
So keep
I
doing your
appreciate it.
thing. Keep a
Thank you
level
guys
head.
so much.
You're
Next
welcome.
time,
And you,
we back.
yes, matchmaker video. So you
Yeah.
guys, also make sure you give us a 5-star rating on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. We would really appreciate that because that's what it is. So we appreciate everybody who has already been doing that, and that just gives us a big help. So yeah, we love you guys.
All right. Thank you so
already. And we up out of here.
much. Bye, guys.
Bye guys.